English with Billy Bug. Okay, here's one, another fun one. A fly and flea flew. A fly and flea flew into a flue. Said the fly to the flea, what shall we do? Let us fly, said the flea. Said the fly, shall we flee? So they flew through a flaw in the flue. Tongue twisters. Tongue twisters. Interesting subject. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper? That's kind of fun, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to try a little bit faster and let's see what happens, okay? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. A peck of pepper... A peck of pickled pepper Peter... A peck of pickled pepper... A peck of pickled pepper Peter... Okay, wait a minute. I can do this. I'm reading it from a page. It shouldn't be that difficult. Now, you guys can find this anywhere on the internet and have a little fun with this, maybe with your friends. And, okay, here we go. A peck of okay. Okay. A peck of pickled pepper Peter... Okay. A peck of pickled pepper Peter... Okay, just forget it. Look, if you can't say it, go on to another one, okay? Don't worry so much. Alright, let's see if I can find another one here. Let's see if we can have some fun with another tongue twister. Here's a cute one. I have no idea where it came from. Denise sees the fleece. Denise sees the fleas. At least Denise could sneeze. Denise sees the fleece. Denise sees the fleas. At least Denise could sneeze. Achoo! And feed and freeze the fleas. Here's a silly one. There was a fisherman. There was a fisherman named Fisher who fished for some fish in a fissure, till a fish with a grin pulled the fisherman in. Now they're fishing... Okay, wait. Now they're fishing the fissure for Fisher. Okay, let me try that again. There was a fisherman named Fisher who fished for some fish in a fissure, till a fish with a grin pulled the fisherman in. Now they're fishing the fissure for Fisher. Whew. Luke Luck. Luke Luck likes lakes. Luke's duck likes lakes. Luke Luck licks lakes. Luke's duck licks lakes. Duck takes licks in lakes Luke Luck likes. Luke Luck likes... Wait. Luke Luck takes licks in lakes Duck likes. Okay. And don't try this at home, okay? Alright, here's another one. 1-1 was a racehorse. 2-2 was 1-2. 1-1 run 1... Okay. 1-1 won 1 race. 2-2 won 1-2. Okay. Here's another one. It's another favorite of mine. How many cookies? How many cookies could a good cook cook? If a good cook could cook cookies, a good cook could cook as much cookies as a good cook who could cook cookies. Okay. Bobby Bippy. Bobby Bippy bought a bat. Bobby Bippy bought a ball. With his bat, Bob banged the ball. Banged it bump against the wall. But so boldly Bobby banged it that he burst his rubber ball. Boo! Cried Bobby. Bad luck ball. Bad luck Bobby. Bad luck ball. Now, down to drown his many troubles, Bobby Bippy's blowing bubbles. And that's kind of cute. I like that one. How many berries? How many berries could a bearberry carry? If a bearberry could carry berries, well, they can't carry berries, which could make you very wary. But a berry carried is more scary. Here's one of my favorites. Here you go. I'm not the fig plucker, nor the fig plucker's son, but I'll pluck figs till the fig plucker comes. Here's another one. Hang on to your hat. A tree toad. A tree toad loved a she-toad who lived up in a tree. He was a 3-toed tree toad, but a 2-toed toad was she. The three-toed tree toad tried to win the two-toed sheet toad's heart, for the three-toed tree toad loved the ground, and that the two-toed tree toad trod. But the three-toed tree toad lived in a vein. He couldn't please her whim. From her tree-toed bower, I have no idea, bower, I gotta check that one out. From her tree-toed bower with her two-toed power, the she-toad vetoed him. Poor guy. But a harder thing still to do. What a to-do to die today. At a quarter or two to two, a terrible, difficult thing to say, but a harder thing still to do. A dragon will come at the beat of the drum with a rat-a-tat-tat, a rat-a-tat-tat-choo. At a quarter or two to two today. At a quarter or two to two. Betty Botter. Betty Botter bought some butter, but said... I always have trouble with this part. Okay. Betty Botter bought some butter, said she, but... okay, wait, start over. Betty Botter bought some butter, but, said she, the butter is bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my bitter batter better. So she bought some better butter, better than the bitter butter. Put it in her bitter batter, made her bitter batter better. So 'twas better Betty Botter bought some better butter. Have some fun with that. Here's one everybody knows. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells that she sells are... okay, wait. Okay, I'll start over. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells that she sells are seashells, I'm sure. So if she sells seashells on the seashore, I'm sure that the shells are seashore shells. So if she sells seashells on the seashore, I'm sure that she sells... okay. So if she sells seashores on the seashore, I'm sure that the shells are seashore shells. Oh boy, here's one. A twister of twists. A twister of twist once twisted a twist, and the twistin' he twisted with a three-twisted twist. Now I'm twisting this twist. If a twist should untwist, would the twist and untwisted untwist the twists? Okay, it's funny stuff. So silly. Whether the weather. Whether the weather be fine or whether the weather be not. Whether the weather be cold or whether the weather be hot. We'll weather the weather whether we like it or not. Oh, the sadness of her sadness when she's sad. Oh, the gladness of her gladness when she's glad. But the sadness of her sadness and the gladness of her sadness are nothing like her madness when she's mad. I like this one. Okay, listen. This is all about Mr. Knott and Mr. Watt. Mr. Knott, K-N-O-T-T, and Mr. Watt, W-A-T-T. On the phone. Hello? Who's calling? Watt. What's your name? What's my name? Yes? What is your name? My name is John Watt. John Watt? Yes. I'll call you this afternoon. All right. Are you Jones? No, I'm not. Will you tell me your name then? Will not. Why not? My name is Not. Not what? Not what? Not. What? These are just a few of my tongue twister favorites. Remember, tongue twisters are all about having fun. There are people that will tell you that tongue twisters are all about proper pronunciation and more. I need to tell you that most of my students over the years have fun with tongue twisters and nothing more. So, have some fun with tongue twisters and have fun learning and studying English. fun with English.
Deal. Time for dinner.
Yes, dear.
Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel.